Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This is review number 3 in a row, and I'm finally feeling like that grogginess has been lifted, what with it being so early in the morning. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I can't make adorable Japanese noises. I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, though? Happens to be my brand new Scandal shirt. You can see the logos down there. It's a very busy shirt. It's so busy. But what the hell is Scandal? Scandal are an all-girl pop rock group from Japan that I've been into their music basically since my early 20s. I found their stuff while perusing the old school YouTube back in them thar days, and I've enjoyed their stuff ever since. A few years ago in 2021, I had the opportunity to see them perform live. They were coming out to Chicago, but sadly, the COVID situation being what it was, that ended up being nixed. Thankfully, though, they decided to go over there and do a short tour here in North America, and I got to see them perform just a few days ago, and they were absolutely incredible. If you don't believe me, I actually have some videos of their performance that I attended. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're absolutely incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I doing a review so early in the day? Well, as I mentioned, this is the third review that I've done now. And I'm doing these as early as possible because the time I'm doing this, we've been in a bit of a heat wave for the past week and a half. And that makes it difficult to do reviews from the truck, which is my preferred format. You know, I can do them from inside the house, but I find I get better audio quality out here. People complain about it less anyway. So, I started off with some coffee from Bones Coffee Company, completely empty now. I just got through reviewing some crunchy ramen snacks. Ooh. And now that I'm finally feeling like a little bit spry, I'm not as, I'm reviewing what has to be the piece de resistance of my reviews today. Boom! It's from Mountain Dew. It's their brand new dragon fruit flavor soda. Okay, now there's a couple things I want to mention here real quick. For one thing, Mountain Dew started recently going back to their less extreme logo. Because for the longest time, many years now, instead of being Mountain Dew, it was MTN Dew, right? They abbreviated it. Now they're gone back to the classic styling. And here's the other thing that I find interesting. This isn't Mountain Dew like Dragon Fire or Dragon's Rage or anything like that. It's just dragon fruit. Typically, so it's kind of weird that they're sort of pulling back on their sort of extreme imagery and marketing a little bit. I don't know if I like that or not. I've enjoyed the ridiculousness of Mountain Dew. But this is a new flavor from them. I've reviewed plenty of new Mountain Dew flavors whenever they come out. I, in fact, have an entire playlist called Mountain Dew Madness. That's where this review is going to end up. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. Let's go. Let's give it a go. I like dragon fruit as a general rule. Little bit of a waft, not much, but ooh, okay. It's got a little tanginess to it. I like that. Not as impactful as I was expecting, though. Yeah, it fades out pretty quickly. Like, the initial hit is nice. It's definitely a mix of sort of a dragon fruit, kind of flavor with that Mountain Dew core aspect to it. And that's really nice. I like that part of it. But it just kind of it hits and then it's gone. There's no like lingering to it. Um hmm. It's a shame because I like the flavor of it. I like the mix of somewhat sweet, somewhat tangy. You've got the fruitiness from the dragon fruit, you've got the citrusy aspect from the Mountain Dew. I like the idea behind it, but I just kind of feel like the execution is maybe not exactly what I was expecting from Mountain Dew. Hopefully this new or old, depending on how you want to look at it, sort of marketing style isn't going to be indicative of a more old school conservative style flavoring from Mountain Dew. Because I like to think that we've, you know, it's Mountain Dew, it's supposed to be ridiculous and fun. I kind of feel like this is missing out on that a little bit. It's not bad though, like, let me emphasize that, but it's just, because here's the thing. Like I said, I reviewed plenty of Mountain Dews. Far more than any man ever should have. Part of the fun of Mountain Dew is the ridiculousness of it, right? And I mentioned in the past that when it comes to Mountain Dews, like, you want a Mountain Dew to have personality. You don't want it to just come off, because some of the flavors do just kind of feel generic. And with this one, I don't think it tastes generic, because I think the dragon fruit aspect of it is prominent enough to give it a personality, but it's a very one-dimensional personality. It's like if you've ever met somebody in real life where, like, you get talking with them about, a particular subject, and they're very well versed, and, they have a lot to say about it, but then it becomes clear that that's the only thing they have to talk about, and once you drop off, they really don't have anything to offer the conversation. I feel like that's what this is. It's tasty, it's a decent tasting Mountain Dew, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with the dragon fruit aspect of it, and it just, it's fine, but it's nowhere near as good as I was hoping, I have to admit. It's just kind of, it's a little bit meh. It's like a solid, I'll say B minus. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure, I guess. Like, this one isn't going to get like a resounding recommendation from me. I like it well enough, and I mean, you don't really get a lot of dragon fruit sodas, so there's that. But compared to some of the other Mountain Dew flavors, limited time ones and stuff that have come out in recent years, this certainly isn't the worst I've had. I mean, probably the one that I've had that was the least impressive recently was like the Little Caesars exclusive one, like Mango Rush. That one was just weak as shit. This one, which I reviewed that, by the way, if you're interested, you can look up that review. This one definitely does better than that. But like I said, it's not a bad Mountain Dew, but I don't know. I really wish that they would have done more with it. And again, like, I'm not inherently against the old school style logo and stuff, but like, I don't want Mountain Dew to start to lose out on that ridiculous factor. We don't need to take Mountain Dew seriously. That's not something that needs to happen. Mountain Dew should be silly and fun. This, I don't feel is silly and fun. It's not a bad Mountain Dew, but I've certainly had a lot better. Now, if I'm recommending it, it's certainly worth trying. There's nothing bad about it. And again, it's unique that you have a dragon fruit tasting soda, which is kind of cool. But I will say, if you're like me, where you've had a lot of Mountain Dew flavors in the past and stuff, I don't know. This one, I feel like I don't think I'm going to be alone in my assessment that this one's a little bit kind of okay. Again, it's not bad. The flavors are there. It's just not very impactful. It doesn't leave much of a lasting memory. It's just a pretty good tasting Mountain Dew. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly proper dragon fruit-tastic rest of your life. Because again, proper dragon fruit, man. Good time. I don't know if I've ever actually had like just straight dragon fruit though. I've had it in things, but final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know your opinion on this one. If you try this one out, where do you fall with it? Do you think that that I've got the right idea? Do you think that it's a little bit meh? Or am I just, maybe my taste buds have been so spoiled that, I'm putting too much pressure on this new do? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. Anyway,